Hey y'all, Mike B. Rolling here again. I wanted to do a video on preventative maintenance. I've had this morning's breakdown. You'll see in the other video. I'm out in the middle of nowhere and down by the river, so I'm having trouble uploading, but they'll probably upload one right after the other. But the video I did earlier this morning, I was in the shop getting my airbag replaced. Well, what that actually was is you got the axle, then you got a platform coming off that axle, then there's a saddle that sits on that with two little bolts that go through it that holds that the airbag sits on. And the trailer here that I've got, it's a East MMX, it's 12 years old, and this is the second time I've rolled an airbag off the axle because those two bolts have sheared off. And that tells me right there that the trailer's got enough age on it. There's either some corrosion in there between that plate and the axle that's, corrosion will separate it. I don't care how big your bolts are, it will open up whatever gap it wants. Or rust, oxidation, corrosion, whatever, different types of metals. But right there tells me that, that was a $400 repair this morning that I really didn't need right now. But, it is what it is. It's the cost of doing business. But what I'm going to do is, this is one of the ways I save a ton of money over the years, is when the first one happened, man, that was just bad luck. When the second one happens, we got a pattern. There's two more back there that haven't been altered or changed for 12 years. So the first thing that I thought, as soon as I figured out, yep, that's the same thing that happened on the back axle, now it's on the front axle, my very next thought was, it's time to get that trailer in the shop, and it'll be cheaper to have them they don't even have to pull the airbags. All they got to do is pull them two bolts, lift it apart, jack the trailer up, lift that airbag up, wire brush any corrosion out of there, and throw a little paint in there, set it back down, put new bolts in it. Preventative maintenance. It might cost me maybe $100 per bag to do that. So $200 to do the other two bags. That one bag that failed cost me $400, because when them bolts shear and that saddle flips off the axle and that bag under a heavy load fully extends, boom, it'll blow it every time. So, I could be looking at two more $400 repairs, or just go ahead and eat $200 in preventative maintenance and save, $600 in the long run. It's things like that you got to think of when you're, especially an owner-operator, owning your own equipment. When your equipment starts, older equipment's just fine. I run old trucks, old engines, older trailers. I like my equipment paid for. My equipment does just as good as this new equipment does, at a fraction of the cost. So, keep your overhead high and keep your overhead low and your income high. It's a recipe for success. And as long as that frame holds out, I can rebuild those axles indefinitely. I'll run this flatbed more than likely till the frame breaks or, cracks start forming. Then I'll junk it, start over. But there's no sign of that anywhere near, hell, I get several more years out of this trailer. But, preventative maintenance will save you a ton in the future. What's the old saying? An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. The cost of preventative maintenance is a whole lot cheaper than the cost of fixing a catastrophic equipment failure. So you definitely want to do your preventative maintenance. It's one of the things that when you're, greasing your trucks, grease your own truck, because you're going to crawl from front bumper to back bumper, and while you're greasing, you're looking at everything. Anything look out of the ordinary? Is any part showing, significant wear, or, a lot of rust, or hey, that bolt's getting really corroded, looks like it's ready to give out, I better throw a new bolt in there. Just changing a simple bolt could mean the difference of, throwing your drive shaft going down the road, or dropping your freaking transmission support bracket. You catch that stuff when you're doing your maintenance, and that helps you fix stuff ahead of time before it fails catastrophically. And it's, I don't have to say majority of the time, I can honestly say every single time it's cheaper to fix it ahead of time before it breaks than after. Every time. But yeah, preventative maintenance is a big thing. It's a pain in that butt. Nobody wants to do it. Nobody wants to get greasy, but these trucks need grease. They move parts, they need grease. And that's the perfect time to check everything out and catch anything before it fails. In the long run, it's tough to calculate how much money it saves you, but I guarantee it's a bunch. A bunch every single year. But anyway, just want to do a quick video on preventative maintenance, guys. Don't skimp out, man. You can go to a truck stop and get what they call an in-trip inspection. It's not a 90-day inspection, but they basically just crawl under your truck, and I always tell them, hey, grease the truck and give me, inspect everything while you're under there. Grease the truck and the trailer, and give it a good look over just certain shops. I use specific truck stops in my area that I know they got good mechanics that know what they're looking at, not just any, run-of-the-mill freaking truck stop, because a lot of their mechanics don't know their butt from a hole in the ground. They know a grease zerk and they know how to change a tire, and that's about the extent of what they know, But yeah, you always want to check that stuff out. It'll save you a bunch. Keep them questions coming, guys. Like, share, subscribe. Any comments, throw them in the comment section. Any videos you want, just ask. That's what we're here for. Y'all be cool, man. We'll catch y'all later.